Thank you for joining me for this 2025 hurricane season special, Storm Ready. I'm Lindsay Housaman. Well, the Atlantic hurricane season officially begins June 1st and runs through November 30th. But here in Beaufort County and across the Palmetto State, our most active months usually begin in August. Every season is different, but this one demands attention. Forecasters are predicting 17 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes, category 3 or higher. And this year, experts are warning of an increased risk for U.S. landfalls, including right here along the South Carolina coast. Whether it's your first season here or your 15th, now is the time to prepare. In this special, we'll break down what's new from the National Hurricane Center, what you can expect this season, and what every family in Beaufort County needs to do before the first storm forms. As we prepare for the hurricane season, there's one list you'll hear a lot about. Here are the official storm names for 2025, selected by the World Meteorological Organization. This international list is used by forecasters across the globe, and it rotates every 6 years. Unless a storm makes a name for itself in the worst way. Names like Beryl, Helene, and Milton, which brought destruction and loss in 2024, have now been retired forever, out of respect for the lives impacted and to prevent future confusion. Names are currently chosen to be easy to pronounce in English, Spanish, and French, the 3 major languages spoken across the Atlantic basin. The goal? Clear, quick communication when every second counts. And remember, it only takes that one storm to make a season unforgettable. Major updates from the National Hurricane Center, changes that could give you and your family more time to stay safe. Starting this year, the NHC can now issue advisories up to 72 hours in advance, even before a storm has officially formed. That's a full day earlier than previous years, when the window was limited to just 48 hours before tropical storm conditions were expected. This extended lead time means people living in high-risk zones, like here in Beaufort County, could get precious extra hours to prepare, evacuate, or adjust plans. Importantly, these early advisories don't require official watches or warnings, but they signal when and where tropical development may threaten land. But that's not the only change. As of May 15th, the NHC's Storm Track and Cone graphic, one of the most widely viewed hurricane tools, got a major upgrade. The updated version now clearly shows where tropical storm and hurricane alerts are in effect, including watches and warnings. The updated cone will still cover the continental U.S., Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, helping people better understand who is at risk and when. And for those spending time along the coast, another new tool launching this season is the National Rip Current Risk Map. Whenever a storm is active in the Atlantic, this real-time map will show danger zones for rip currents, which can form from powerful waves and swells, even when the storm is hundreds of miles offshore. Over the past decade, more people have died from rip currents than from direct hurricane impacts. Now, this new map is a direct effort to prevent that. So what does all this mean for you? More time, more clarity, and more tools to help you and your family stay safe. As the season begins, we'll show you how to use these updates and where to find them in the moments that matter most. And when it matters most, we're here for you. Our emergency management division and staff work around the clock to keep you safe and informed. From the earliest signs of tropical activity to the final storm update, our team shares real-time alerts, safety guidance, and critical updates, all to help you protect you and your family. Download the Everbridge app to get instant emergency notifications straight to your phone, not only from us, but the National Weather Service too. And make sure to follow the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office on social media for the latest news, storm tracking, and preparedness tips. Before we talk about how to prepare for the upcoming hurricane season, let's take a quick look back at the storms that impacted Beaufort County in 2024. Hurricane Debbie made landfall in Florida's Big Bend early on August 5th, but by the time she reached us, she had weakened to a tropical storm. Though her impacts were anything but minor, our local National Weather Service office reports up to 12 inches of rain fell in just 24 hours. That led to flooding, downed trees, debris, and power outages across the county and Lowcountry. Just weeks later, Hurricane Helene followed a similar path, making landfall on September the 26th as a Category 4, then weakening as she crossed our region. Helene brought rain, damaging winds, flooding, and multiple EF tornadoes, confirmed by the National Weather Service. In under 48 hours, our communications center fielded nearly 400 storm-related calls, including reports of downed trees, power lines, and property damage. Among the damage, the Henry Robinson Boardwalk in Port Royal. Also, it was quite a sight to see the many boats pushed ashore across Beaufort County from Beaufort to Bluffton. 2 storms, 1 season, a reminder that preparation is everything. With hurricane season on the horizon, one thing is clear: preparation saves lives. Having a plan in place helps protect your family, your home, and your peace of mind. Storms can escalate fast, from calm skies to dangerous winds and flooding in just hours. That's why it's crucial to be ready before the warnings go out. Know your risks, know your zone, stock your emergency kits, secure your home, and stay informed. Preparedness isn't panic, it's power, and the time to act is now. When a storm is approaching, it's not just about tracking a line on a map. It's about understanding what the forecast is telling you. The National Weather Service and National Hurricane Center provide critical details, including the storm's expected path, rainfall, wind speeds, and storm surge days in advance. But it's important to know how to read that information and, of course, where to find it. Rely on trusted sources, not viral headlines. Use the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center. It's based on the most advanced data, models, and expertise available. Our local NWS office in Charleston knows which areas in our community are the most vulnerable. It's information it will share, we will share, as well as your local TV meteorologists. Also, know your alerts. A watch means conditions are possible. It's time to prepare. As for a warning, that means conditions are expected. Take action immediately. From hurricane warnings to flash flood emergencies, each alert has a specific meaning and response. Don't ignore them. Even tropical storms can be deadly. It's critical to know your risks. Do you live in a flood zone? Could your home withstand high winds? Even tropical storms can bring storm surge, flooding, and tornadoes. Find out your flood risk, know your evacuation zone, and check your home for structural weaknesses. Preparedness starts with awareness, and knowing your risk, well, it's first and foremost. Having a plan is critical. Know how you'll get alerts, where you'll shelter, and how to reconnect if separated from loved ones. Talk with your family now about evacuation routes and medical or special needs. Don't forget kids and pets. Tailor your plan to your household and make sure to write it down. A plan made today can protect your family tomorrow. Your plan should include how you'll receive information and important alerts. You want to make sure that you have multiple ways to get information. Consider a NOAA weather radio. Make sure to allow notifications and critical alerts on your cell phone, and download the Everbridge app and subscribe to the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office. You'll get alerts from us as well as the National Weather Service. Stay connected to your local TV and radio stations, and keep in mind, in the event all power and communications are lost, the old school radio, I know, it may be the first place that you can get information. There are also several apps for local, state, and federal resources. You can view that list online at scemd.org. When it comes to sheltering, it may mean staying home, sealing off a space indoors, heading to a public shelter, or evacuating the area. It all depends on the situation and storm. If you shelter at home, stay inside, close all doors and windows, and tune into your local alerts. If heading to a shelter, bring your emergency kit. And know that pets may not be allowed, though service animals are welcome. It's important, very important, to know your zone. In coastal counties like ours, evacuations in South Carolina, well, they're organized by zones. Beaufort County is in Zone A. You should also know your evacuation route ahead of time. If an evacuation is ordered, some roads may have lane reversals to help move traffic out of the area faster. Disasters do not wait, and your family might not be together when one strikes. Don't rely on memory. Write down cell phone numbers, work and school contacts, even pet daycare info. And let someone outside the area know your plans, whether you're sheltering at home or evacuating. In a crisis, being connected could make all the difference. Now is the time to get the supplies you need for your emergency kit. Include food and water for at least 3 days per person, flashlights, batteries, a first aid kit, medications, important documents, phone chargers. Don't forget supplies for kids, seniors, or pets. For those with children, for infants, make sure to have formula, bottles, diapers, and wipes. For the older kids, definitely want to keep items to keep them occupied and entertained. Make sure to include things like books, games, puzzles, and other activities. Keeping in mind, our digital devices may not work in the event of power and tower outages. For our seniors, in addition to the must-haves in an emergency kit, consider including the following items: medical ID bracelet, copies of Medicare, Medicaid, and insurance policies, prescription cards, copies of your trust or will, a whistle. It's a good thing for everyone to have in the event that you need a signal for help, and anything to assist you in getting around, such as a cane, walker, or wheelchair. And for our fur kids, feathered friends, or for those who have reptiles like I do, along with all the above, make sure to have crates, cages, or enclosures ready for travel. Food, water, medications, leashes and harnesses, familiar items such as toys, treats, and bedding, as well as important pet documents. For a full list of items to include in your emergency kit, you can visit ready.gov/kit. And just an FYI, for those who need help with your pets or simple guidance to plan ahead of a storm, Beaufort County Animal Services is ready to help you. You can call them at 843-255-5010. When it comes to power, make sure you have your cell phone and other devices charged. If they require batteries, of course, have extra on hand. For those who have generators, ensure that you use them correctly and safely. Make sure it's at least 20 feet from your home, the exhaust always pointing away from your home. Never use a generator in a closed space, like a garage, and allow your generator to cool before refueling, making sure you do that outside. Lastly, make sure to have carbon monoxide alarms inside your home. Something not everyone considers is reviewing important documents and ensuring you have copies of those documents. These can include insurance policies, personal documents like a passport ID. You want to make sure everything is also up to date. Make copies of them and also keep secure password protected documents in a digital form. Well, let's talk about preparing your home ahead of a storm. Make sure to trim trees and branches around your property. Secure or store any outdoor items that could go flying with high winds. Furniture, garden tools, decor, etc. Also secure all windows and doors, making sure that they're caulked or have weather stripping, and clear debris from your gutters. As for your vehicle, make sure it's serviced and have a full tank of fuel. Some items to keep in your car: basic toolkit, spare tire, jumper cables, and first aid kit. It's also not a bad idea to keep things like water and snacks and extra clothing and blankets in your vehicle at all times. Now let's talk evacuations. If a storm's brewing, consider it, the perfect time to visit friends or family outside of Beaufort County and out of the storm's path before any evacuation order is issued. Early evacuation means less traffic, more options. Remember, the governor of South Carolina is the only person who can issue mandatory evacuations. Plan ahead, stay informed, and leave early if you can. If you will need help evacuating in the event of a storm, please register in advance with Palmetto Breeze. This service is for residents of Beaufort and Jasper counties if you have a disability or special health care needs and require assistance to get out. Visit palmettobreezetransit.com for additional details and to register for that assistance. As for shelters in our area, locations vary depending on the storm. We will share all information regarding shelters on our social media platforms as well as Everbridge and with our local media partners. And during and after the storm, make sure to stay connected with what's happening where you live. Connect with us again, Everbridge and social media for the latest updates, including when it's safe to return. When you do come back, avoid floodwater. Wear protective gear and never touch wet electrical equipment. Document damage, use text messaging instead of calls, and treat non-working traffic lights as four-way stops. When it comes to reporting any information, here's how you should do that. To report power outages, please contact your power company. For downed trees and downed power lines, please call our non-emergency dispatch line at 843-524-2777. Reserve 911 for emergencies. After the storm, recovery help is on the way. Do keep in mind that the amount and type of help will vary upon the storm and its impacts to our area. If and when we might experience a storm requiring assistance, we'll be sure to share all recovery information with you as it becomes available. In the aftermath of a storm, be on alert, not just for damage, but for scammers. Local, state, and federal agencies will never ask for money or personal info over the phone, by text, or showing up your door. If someone claims to be an official, verify, do not trust. Be cautious with donations too. Stick with well-known charities and confirm details through official websites. If you have knowledge of fraud, waste, or abuse, you can report these tips 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to the FEMA Disaster Fraud Hotline. That number is 1-866-223-0814. You can also email stopfemafraud@fema.dhs.gov to submit any tips. Well, if you have any questions about hurricane preparedness here in Beaufort County, whether you're unsure about evacuation routes, emergency kits, or how to get alerts, we're here to help. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you or find a member of our agency who can. My number is 843-575-3950, or send me an email. That's lindsay.housaman@bcgov.net. Don't wait for the storm. Be storm ready before the first warning. And I can't stress this enough. Download the Everbridge app. Make sure to allow all notifications and critical alerts, and then subscribe to the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office. Also, make sure to follow us on all of our digital and social media platforms, specifically Facebook, Instagram, and Nextdoor. During an event, you can count on us to update you via Everbridge and those specific platforms. Additional resources include our Storm Center online, bcso.net, the South Carolina Emergency Management Division, that's SCEMD.org, the National Weather Service in Charleston at weather.gov/CHS. Thank you for joining me for this special Storm Ready. Now through the end of this year's hurricane season, you can count on us to keep you updated with information to ensure your safety before, during, and after the storm.